we're called on Zoom right now. So tell me something about yourself, Briana, that others may be surprised to know about you.
I worked at Sydney 2000 Olympics in the Taekwondo area.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Yes. So I got to meet a lot of cool people over there. Got to see Lauren Burns win gold medal for Australia. Got to meet Laurie Lawrence. Got to meet Peter Brock and a whole heap of other people.
Wow, what a fun.
So, yeah.
That's
really
wild.
fun.
Were you heavily involved with Taekwondo? Have I said that right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did to compete, and I did go through Olympic selections, but the teams were, already sort of chosen, I guess, because they had a lot more experience. So I got to sort of live my dream through being an athlete escort there.
That's so awesome. An athlete escort. I love it. That's a real once in a lifetime opportunity, isn't it? That's amazing.
Yeah.
How awesome. I love it. So if there was something in your past that you were able to go back and do differently, and I'm assuming it would not be that exciting opportunity, but what would it be that you might do differently?
If I could go back, I guess I've had a lot of opportunities over the years, and it's knowing, sometimes you get offered two opportunities at the same time, and it's choosing the right one, over the wrong one, and I guess like some of my work experience was a bit like that. Like I used to work in mining, and I really wanted to get a graduate role, and I was working for a really fantastic company at the time, but then that graduate role came up and I took that, but I really probably should have stayed with the company I was with,
Wow, a little sliding doors scenario.
Yeah. So there's lots of different things that happen, like with work and, opportunities when you're traveling and things like that, which door do you open? Who knows?
Yes. And you're fairly new to the Northern Rivers, aren't you?
Yeah, we arrived here May 2018. So just over 2 years ago I arrived, and my partner was transferred from Perth, and he works on the heavy vehicles at the airport on the fire trucks. So he's this week in Coffs Harbour for the first time in 4 months. So with COVID, so it's been an interesting journey over here. Like I've taught swimming for a couple of different swim schools and started my own last year, but the work is very limited, I guess, in Northern Rivers, unless you have your own business, I believe, especially when you have a lot of different experience.
And are you loving being here?
Oh, we love it. We were talking about that actually this morning, about how much we love being here and how much our life has changed in so many good ways. So it's just getting on our feet and, I suppose really getting settled now.
And did you come from Perth? Is that right?
Yeah, I came from Perth. I've lived all over. Like we grew up moving around a lot. So we lived in Darwin, Geraldton. We lived in Perth on and off over the years. I lived in London, also lived in San Francisco for a short period of time, and ended up here. Yeah.
Wow.
And my partner's lived all over as well. He was born in Mackay in Queensland, Darwin, Katherine, rural WA, and then came over here as well. So in Brisbane.
Wow. And did you find the settling in phase like hard or easy to make new friends? And
I think when you get a regular routine, like when you go and do all your normal activities, like your sporting activities or, your networking groups and things like that, you do meet people. But when you're at home by yourself, you don't tend to do that. So once you get out and about and start to do your regular activities, it's easier to meet people.
We moved up here almost 21 years ago, and we'd been in Sydney for 3 years. And we reckon we made more friends in the first 3 months up here than we had in 3 whole years in Sydney.
Right.
It felt easier here. I don't know.
And people talk to you here. Like people will just stop in the street, like when I walk my dog or dogs until 5 weeks ago, and they'll just stop and have a chat. And it's so nice. We're back in Perth, that wouldn't happen.
Yes. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Okay, so what is it that you love most about what you do with your businesses?
Okay, so my swim school, like I love engaging with the kids, and I love that rapport, and I love to see them learn and grow and do things that they couldn't do, And the kids that I have, because I have an inclusive program, so I do teach kids with additional needs. And I also have the kids fitness business I started this year that's part of the swim school. And just seeing kids that are so worked up with anxiety or autism actually participate and do things is amazing, you know. So that's why I do that, and hopefully in the end create safer behaviour around water and prevent drowning. So that's a big thing for my swim school. And the Love Local Northern Rivers, that started when we arrived over here almost 2 years ago, and just as a way for us to get to know where things were. But it's just ended up being such a positive experience, and I've talked to so many different people with different businesses and different opportunities. It's been like a great, I suppose, place to start that business when we get up and going again.
I'm so excited about that one. So for those that are watching that don't know about it, it appears to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, that it's like a hub. You're creating a hub for all businesses, whether they're product-based, service-based, etc., to come and become a member or, you know, pay for a membership to then, and then you promote those businesses through that. Is that correct way of saying it?
So yes, we'll have a directory which will be membership based, and then we'll be able to advertise your businesses through the directory, and then eventually have an online shop component, but also have guest bloggers from all the different businesses we have, and networking and collaboration. So it's just about getting everyone to work together so that all the businesses benefit from it.
Oh, I think it's so wonderful. I'm really excited. I've been really enjoying watching your website come alive. It's looking wonderful. You've done such a gorgeous job of your branding, Briana. I love it. And so keep us informed through the Positive Passionate Women in Business page and group, and letting us know how you're going with it, so that we can all become members as soon as possible. That will be great. Yes. Well, all of us that are on the Northern Rivers anyway. Okay, so what do you love least about what you do?
So with swim school, I think the hardest thing has been COVID to date, I think, because we've had to shut down for 4 months, and the kids miss out on those opportunities to learn, and we just miss out as well. So, and obviously every lessons is a new lesson day. So people, depending on what's happening in their daily life, are either there or not there, or having a good day or having a bad day. So you just never know what you're going to get. So it's not a bad thing, but it's just challenging.
And you've got some exciting thing happening today, haven't you?
Yes, our swim school is reopening today, so hopefully it's going to stay open. So we've had to do all the COVID planning, be COVID safe, coaching certification and all that sort of stuff, and just put plans into place basically to keep everyone safe. So hopefully that works, and you know, everyone that's come into Northern Rivers in the last few weeks has not had COVID, and then we can stay open.
Awesome. All my fingers are crossed. So if you weren't doing this, so both of them, the swim school or Love Local Northern Rivers, what would you be doing instead?
Oh, good question. I think doing something where I help people, that's probably where I am. Like, I like to help people, whether it's in business. Like, I used to work in safety, so I did have that component for 5 years. So I did really enjoy the safety component and making sure businesses were safe and people were safe and not getting injured at work. So
like an occupational health and safety kind of a role. Oh, that's so important, isn't it?
It is. Different legislation in New South Wales to WA, so it'd be learning what the regulations are over here.
That was a big shock to me when I moved to Australia, is how each state has their own laws and, you know, rules and all of that. It's like, whoa, aren't we all one country? And of course, now with COVID, it's never been more apparent than right now about how divided those states are, and, you know, how different. So
like last year, I had 3 working with children checks, one for WA, one for New South Wales, and one for Queensland.
Wow.
Should all just be one country.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. So Briana, what has been your biggest success in your working life? What do you feel that you're most proud of in your working life?
I had an opportunity when I worked in London. I was managing an outdoor store, and we took that store from about 400 £500,000 a year to 1.3 million in about 2 years. And we relocated the store, and like my store that year won biggest increase like for like, and also highest improvement as a store manager. Wow. And I was also nominated as a finalist for the Retail Week magazine manager of the year for a small store in London, which was friggin' amazing. We went to this amazing restaurant on Park Lane, and it was about £600 a head, and work paid for everything, my clothing, the dinner. It was just an amazing, amazing night. So that's probably a really big highlight for me, I guess, living in such a massive population and doing so well, you know.
Wow, that is mind-blowing. What a buzz that must have been.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Just an
and
amazing,
having lived in London myself, I know that is next level. That is,
yeah. It was pretty amazing. And I still keep in contact actually with one of the retail directors, because that company ended up expanding overseas, and I was in Canada 3 years ago, and I messaged the retail director going, I just walked through one of your stores in the Vancouver outlet.
How
and he's
awesome.
just like, oh my God, where are you now? Do you want to come work for us again?
Oh. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So in your business, or both businesses now, who are your dream clients? Who are the people that you really like to work with? And what type of the jobs within that do you like doing the most?
So my swim school, like I love programming, and I love program development and training staff. So that's, I guess, like for me at the moment, I'm a sole trader, so it's only me, coming from Perth where I had a team of 50, and working with staff to improve the program, train the staff every term. You know, like I had such a massive role improving that program. It was just chaos, you know, but it was so rewarding, you know. So, you know, ideally down the track, if I could put my own pool in somewhere and I could employ staff and do the same thing, or, you know, I had an opportunity just before COVID to go up to Tweed and train some staff up there, but then COVID shut all the training programs down. So, you know, that'll come. I was meant to present at a conference in Coffs in April. Then obviously we couldn't go to Coffs either. So, you know, that sort of side of things with my swim school is training and mentoring. Like I really enjoy that side. So you pass on skills that you learn and, you know, share that passion with people. And I think that needs to be broadened in New South Wales, especially in this region, you know, because every swim school kind of does their own thing. Whereas if they could train staff and use other presenters to come in, you know, you're learning a lot more and giving those opportunities to staff to improve their teaching and their, I suppose, just ignite that passion that they might have had when they first started if they have lost it a little bit.
And do you all have the same qualification, or is that completely different as well?
We have, generally there's two peak bodies in Australia. There's Ausswim and Swim Australia, and the qualifications are very similar, but it comes down to how well you were trained, and then the swim schools that you work for, the training that you get internally at those swim schools. And some swim schools do it fantastically, and every term you get new training. Even during the term, someone might jump in the pool with you and keep training you and helping you with classes, where some swim schools, you get your license and that's it. You don't get any further training. So it just depends on your scenario. And some people just crave that mentoring, but they never get it.
Wow. You know, I'm a really big believer in constantly learning and investing in yourself to keep growing and, you know, improving all the time. So it's interesting that there are still industries out there that can be stagnant, you know, and you're not. And surely as a teacher and as a mentor, you need to keep getting stimulated so that you can continue to stimulate others.
Yeah. So I guess like during COVID, like Swim Australia have been doing, they were doing weekly webinars for free for the whole of COVID. And I did do as many of those as I could. So there was like Laurie Lawrence, like his daughter, there was like all these experts in the area doing all these webinars. And it was an amazing learning opportunity, you know, while you're at home. So, and going to conferences, like each state has their own conference and you can go and participate in the conferences. I did present at 2 in WA. So you do learn that way, but you know, just that direct hands-on experience during your lessons is an ideal way to learn.
Absolutely. So this might be an interesting question then that you've possibly already answered, but the question is, what challenges do you see impacting your industry? Well, clearly COVID was a massive challenge, but
yeah, COVID's been probably the hardest thing with swimming, I think, because we were an industry that was left out of the restarting process, because we're not squad and we're not public swimming, and you still have to be hands-on with kids to keep them safe. And it was only, I think, the middle of June that the New South Wales government said, okay, we give an exemption to swimming, learn to swim programs, so you can actually touch kids and not have to socially distance. Wow. Because it's a factor. So Swim Australia did an amazing thing with their communication with all the ministers, and they were rallying and advocating for us, saying, well, this is an industry that's been missed. You know, this is what we need to actually participate with our lessons, because we're not squad and we are kind of more like a school or an early learning, early education setting where you still need to have contact with the kids. So how do we do that in a safe way? You know, so finally they said we don't need to socially distance, but I'm still keeping parents in the pool until the kids are 4.5, so I don't have to touch their kids as much as what I would if, you know, they're beginners. And then with the older kids, I know roughly where my kids are in the program, so I know which ones can do the swimming without as much assistance and things like that. So yeah, it has been a really interesting, challenging period trying to get restarted again, and having people having confidence that what you do is going to be in a safe way.
Wow, so, gosh.
Massive.
It's a minefield out there, isn't it? Yes, very massive. So, Briana, when you were a little person, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, I never really knew because I have a lot of different areas that I love. And I think, like, as a teenager, I wanted to be a swimming teacher. And I guess that has lasted me, you know, I've been teaching now for about 23 years. So I have done that, but I've always had other jobs as well at the same time. So it was always like my hobby job. But I'm lucky enough now it's my own business. And I wanted to work in retail, buying. I love to work in fitness because I've worked as a martial arts instructor back in Perth, and my kids' fitness program sort of tease all that together. But I guess the love local for me would be to be able to embrace everything that I've done, the safety, the retail, you know, like just encompass everything, and the training aspect of things. So yeah, I guess it's for me having a lot of different interests, and I can't always channel down into one. I like to do different things.
Me too. I'm with you.
Yeah. I just can't do it. I can't do the same thing every day, day in and day out. It's just, you know, it's unstimulating.
Exactly the same. I need to be stimulated all the time, and you know, I love challenges and, you know, trying something new and embracing it, and I totally get that about you. That makes it fun, doesn't it?
It does. Always learn something different.
So, Briana, if you're an animal, which one would you be?
Oh, I love dolphins. I think they're very intelligent, and they're very they're still family and pod orientated, you know. So I do love that sort of the sea animals, you know, the orcas and the whales and the dolphins, all very, very much me.
Beautiful. That's lovely, especially fitting for you too as a swim school owner.
Yeah.
And if you're a movie character, which character would you be in what movie?
I think one of my favourite kids' movies was Lion King, so probably like Simba or something.
Not Scar.
No, not Scar.
Or one of the hyenas.
Oh, no. Yeah, probably like Simba or something. I don't know.
Nice, I like it. So if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you be right now? Or, okay, I'm going to take away the words right now because we can't be anywhere else, can we? But if you could go to
I love where we are now, but I guess like I think Canada was one of my favourite pristine, clean countries. Like, it's just beautiful everywhere you go. Or if you had to go somewhere different, like I really love Morocco. I've been there a few times.
Oh, I'd like to go there.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
I met Damon there actually, so.
Oh.
But it was one of my favourite sort of out there countries. The food's amazing. The people are so nice, and it's just such a lovely country.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
So we're up to question number 13. We only have a couple more after this one. So what does being a positive and passionate woman in business mean to you?
It is, I think, about inspiring other people. And when you connect with people, you know, you can always find something in common with them, or, you know, just have an amazing conversation, you know, and try and get the best out of what everyone's doing, you know, because everyone has different experience and different lives, and all that sort of, when you bring it all together, can help everyone be more positive and passionate and learn more and, you know, connect with other people so that that's passed on.
I love that, Briana. That's beautifully summed up for sure. And I agree with you on every single point you've just raised. And yeah, connecting people is gorgeous. And that is what Love Local Northern Rivers is doing, isn't it?
It's about doing, yeah.
Bringing, you know, and particularly now with support local, shop local, you know, all of that kind of thing. Like, it's just the perfect time for you to be launching that. That's really exciting. That's awesome. So what are you most proud of in your life, in your personal life?
In my personal life, I have a fantastic partner. We've been together for almost 4.5 years, and we have a really good connection, and he's just a really good person. And, you know, I hope that we can achieve everything that we'd want to achieve together, plus also in his personal life as well, without going into any details.
Awesome. That's beautiful. And the final question is, what's one tip that you can share of how you stay positive when times are really challenging? And probably the fact that, you know, your business has been shut down for all this time. You know, how did you stay positive through that?
I think it's sticking to some sort of routine that you have, you know, like, I guess during COVID, I spent a lot more time with my dogs, and we walk down the river every day. So being in the water for me grounded me every day. Having just things at home that inspire you. So I guess, like, I had more time to cook. So I was cooking more, you know, finding things that you love, you know, speaking to people. You know, I had a good network of people that I could speak to. I have some of my best friends from WA, like, they do ring me when they have their moment in a car. So without their kids, that they ring, we have a quick chat, you know, it's having all that sort of things. And then, you know, we've had a few chats, and, you know, there's been a few other business women in Northern Rivers that I've had regular chats with. So we try and figure out how we proceed, and, you know, those go-to people, I guess.
Awesome. Collaboration over competition.
That's right. Exactly.
Very nice. Oh, that has been super awesome listening to your ideas and thoughts and experiences and all that. I'm fascinated with how many places that you've lived and how many different industries that you've been in and excelled in every one of them. It's just fantastic. I love it. So thank you so much for sharing 15 minutes of your time with us and answering those questions. It's truly been a pleasure and a privilege to have that time with you, Briana. So thank you. And for everybody that would like to connect with you, in the caption of this post, there's the Instagram, the website for Ballina Swim School. I know that the website's coming soon for Love Local. There's also your Facebook pages for both of those businesses. So it'd be wonderful if people came and connected with you on there and yeah, hung out.
And you can go onto the Love Local website now and subscribe, because that's all now. So jump on there and subscribe until we can get the directory up and running.
What's the URL for that?
lovelocalnorthernrivers.com.au.
Very good. Very clear. I like it a lot. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Briana. I'm not sure if you caught the interview last week with Jeanette Mundy, but she also was a swim school instructor for many, many years. And she said some really beautiful things, just as you did, about that incredible connection you get with the kids and what you're giving them. You know, it's a lifelong skill. It's just so important. It's pretty special, really is. So I hope it goes really well for you this afternoon with your first day. First day back. Cross fingers that lasts and we stay open, which will be really good. And I look forward to seeing Love Local Northern Rivers evolve and unfold. That's fantastic. All right, keep us updated. Thanks so much, Briana.
Thank you.
You have a good afternoon. Bye.
Bye.